Well, we have quite a good looking mine right here. Credit for the discovery of this one goes to Mr. Chuck McBride. And as you can see, there's the head frame there, and you can see the machinery protected under the metal there. There's an adit there. Good stuff to explore here. Definitely a hike to get to this one. Even just coming down to it, you have to go over the mountain and then drop down into it. Even that is something else. So let's get down in there and check things out. Alright, I'm standing at the end of the rail here, and you can see that there's a cabin down there in the ravine. We'll go down there and check that out in a bit. Better sense of the size of the waste rock pile here. And there's a view looking toward the head frame. Lots and lots of stuff here. The remains of a shovel right there. This is pretty incredible. Mr. McBride took the corrugated metal off of the winch hoist thing here, just to give us a better look at it. Don't worry, we'll put it back.
No, I'm taking it home.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, it's not a very complex piece of machinery, but it sure looks cool.
Yeah, I think this motor is obviously attached to the back, so I'm guessing steam.
I think it was steam, huh? Mm-hmm. That would have been a sight to see.
This is the one like we found out at Nelson.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
If it wasn't steam, it was a hit and miss, but there's no motor on it now, obviously.
Yeah, hard to tell. Wow. That corrugated metal did a good job of protecting it, really.
Yeah, they have
the cable looks like it's in good shape and such.
Yeah, they take that, and that's what they looped over the...
Yeah, I looped over the wheel.
You see the shells, right?
Yeah, shells are cool.
This is how they lube it.
I put the lubricant in there.
It still has oil in it.
Does it really?
Well, look at the.
Oh wow! It still has lubricant inside of it.
And actually, this should come off. This cap. It shouldn't screw out like that. But this is before. This is way before grease zerks.
Wow. That's interesting.
And then there's a. This is they obviously lost the plug for it because that piece of wood.
Oh.
Right here.
Yeah, that's not manufacturer's.
That's a bung. Huh. A bung stick. But yeah, this is where the drive line would have gone.
Okay.
Or the piston. See, and it would have been. Here's the piston, or the drive for it, and it would have that's what makes it turn.
Gotcha. Oh wow, it actually still turns.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're making the main gear turn too. That's really cool. Alright, you can see there's obviously a structure here. There's an adit right there. Something of a rock retaining wall along there. There's all sorts of bolts and bits and such here. This was some container for the rock or the ore. This looks like a single jacking drill bit, if I'm not mistaken here. And of course you can see the large carbide container. And let's see, another adit over there. I don't know if you can see it in the light or not. Okay, I'm on the far right adit here. I'm going to start there, and then I'll explore the middle one right there, and then that one past the head frame, and then we'll try going down that shaft if we can squeeze down there. Let's get underground and get away from the wind. Okay, dropping down to the bottom of this incline here. You can see it just stopped right here in front of me. And then it also goes off to the left here. Man, it's tight down here. And okay, it just stops right there, which I'm actually pretty glad to see because I didn't really relish the idea of crawling over all that rat crap. Really beefy timber right here, as you can see. And then let's go back. There's a portal up there. Let's go back and check that stuff that was on the right when we were coming in. Okay, there's the portal there. And I'm back where these big timbers are. This looks really sketchy in here. You can see the stuff that's come down. Let's see. Okay, that just goes back there and stops. They cleaned out a pocket here, and they cleaned out a pocket here. So let's go head down that center drift. Okay, so just explored the adit that was over there, and now I'm going to drop down and explore this adit next to what we guess may have been a tool shed. Kind of hard to say at this point. So let's go check this out. Okay, looks like this one drops down, levels off. So let's get down there and check it out. Alright, I just dropped down from there. Pretty cramped quarters down here. See, I've got more of those natural timbers here. And they went off to the left here. Can't tell how far yet. They went off to the left here and stopped there. It's like it's still down the rubble because those timbers obviously were not that short to begin with, and there's about 1.5 feet of clearance right there. So I guess they just dumped a bunch of rubble down here or something. Alright, let's go and explore that last adit on the left when facing the mine. The one next to the head frame. There's that winch they turned into a hoist. The hoisting winch, as Mr. McBride said. And we're going to go check out this last adit over here. And this one seems to be the most intact, or maybe the easiest to get into, I should say. Got a little bit of rock wall built up right there. And let's see what we got here. We got some drill bits forming an X across the entrance here, or the portal, and then it runs off that way as far as I can see. Heading in deeper. Just clean out a little pocket here. Wow, look at all those drill bits, or what?
Drill bits, pliers. Those are for blacksmithing.
Oh yeah, wow.
Big old hammer.
That's really neat.
I never found out where that went to.
Yeah, that's odd. I noticed that. Huh? Maybe we'll see when we get in, or maybe it connects to the shaft, because the shaft is.
No. I mean, I know it doesn't, because there's another room next to this one, and it doesn't go into that room.
Interesting.
And the shaft is way back there, so.
I don't know.
I tried, so maybe you can find it.
We'll see. Some dynamite boxes here, and keeps going down. Alright, got some very old burlap bags here on the ground. Old rope. And there's something off to the right here. Got a little room here. Sure that doesn't connect in?
Didn't you hear me? Yeah, I said this is, it does. I didn't go into this room last time.
Oh, okay.
I just walked right past it, but that's the hole right there.
So there's that little cubby hole
Yeah.
that we looked through and saw right there. And you can see they just cleared out some material here.
I don't know why rats don't mind mire more than you do.
Alright, let's continue down the main drift. Alright, continuing down this main drift.
That goes to the winze. This just circles around, but
Okay, so
I wanted to show you.
this goes to a winze apparently, and let's see how this one goes. Alright, we got some good stuff here. You can see we've got a label for some blasting caps, We've got an identification ticket for the purchase, I believe. Over here we've got white countered waterproof 100 feet safety fuse, manufactured by Coast Manufacturing and supply company, Livermore, California. That is really cool. And then continues on up here. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that blue up there.
Yep.
That's cool. It's just like a little pocket up here.
I have no clue. I didn't go into
Oh yeah, I can see the back of it right there. So there's a little pocket they cleared out right there. And then, is this where the other Adit comes in?
the wind.
Okay. So this right here is where we were going anyway. In other words, that's where we were walking in from. That side, so that was just a circle we went through. Got to see some gobbing right there. The old box right here. There is a winze dropping down there, which we'll go check out in a minute. You see they would drag it up on these slides. You see there's some metal right there, but they would drag a skip up on these slides and then out of the mine. See, they cleaned out some material back there. Also back here. And see some more of these natural timbers. Just to look down here real quick since we haven't been down here yet. We'll come back to that winze. Lots of remains of powder boxes. Oh wow. There is a Saturday Evening Post here. And I can tell just by the way they're dressed, that's old. And hold on. I mean, that's a fashion style you don't see anymore. I am desperately looking for a date. I am not seeing a date. Well, there's J.P. Morgan. And if they're writing articles about J.P. Morgan, I promise you that's pretty old. Old cartoon. I'm all for rational enjoyment and so forth, but I do bar dancing on tables. Maybe that was funnier in the past. This one says, Darling, Maudie is essentially a home bird. Aren't you Maudie, darling? Well, perhaps the humor is somewhat lost on me, but that was really interesting to see that. We have a number of sticks of dynamite right here. Be somewhat careful walking by those. You can see they cleared out some material here. Just goes back and stops right there. I am going to keep an eye out for dynamite on the ground, and we'll keep walking. Here's some more labels for us. Okay, this is for giant. This is pretty deteriorated, but you can see the instructions there on how to handle the dynamite, how to rig the fuse and such. Oh, there's an advert for the sales offices. So there's one in San Francisco, California, Butte, Montana, Los Angeles, California, Portland, Oregon. This is interesting. So it's got a whole detail here on instructions and rules for transportation, storing, handling, and use of high explosives and permissible explosives.
What's a permissible explosive?
I don't know, but I can promise you that none of these will be permissible now. See the sawdust on the ground right there?
Dates?
No,
oh,
I
shit.
You see that Saturday Evening Post? Oh, you didn't see that before?
No, I didn't see that shit. God damn it.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Is it inert?
I don't know, I didn't pick it up and play with it. There's a bunch of, oh shit.
What?
So there's a lot of dynamite up here and it's sweating, so be careful
Ooh.
when you walk by this. You see the remains of an explosives box down at my feet.
Okay, watch your stuff. Oh shit, this is. Okay.
So I'm going to talk in a soft voice right here. There's a view of the
Holy shit balls.
the sweating dynamite. And I'm going to continue on down this way, away from that.
I'll tell you what else is sweating a lot of balls after you told me that shit.
And you can see, oh man, this is fascinating. So they ran up here, but you can see they stacked all these rocks very carefully on the side to get up into that pocket, which stops right there. But that is really incredible work they did here. I'm going to keep talking in a soft voice until it chucks away from that. Okay, here's another little area they cleared out. And let's see here. This actually keeps running this way.
Whoa.
And stops right here. Okay, so that's the drift we just went down where all the dynamite was. And we are back at that junction where you've got the winze right there. And then we came in through there. And we're thinking that the way this is stacked here and how finely broken up it is, that this is probably ore they stockpiled here, but we could be wrong about that. Alright, we are back at the top of this winze. We turned the camera off to get down there, and I will rejoin you down on the lower levels. Alright, about halfway down the winze now, you can see Mr. McBride up there, and to my right here is a chamber that they cleaned out. It goes back there and stops about right there. And then you see they did a bunch of gobbing and stacked a bunch of material there. And then it would keep dropping down.
Just go down
there.
Or is there a platform?
There's a platform there.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at the bottom of the winze now. And to my right here is where that room that we saw a moment ago on the right drops down into. You can see it's all filled in with rubble right there. And then directly beneath me there's this platform right here, but it drops into this chamber down there, and that's as far as that goes. And then to our left, it's more interesting. You see it goes back into a large chamber here and possibly keeps going.
So possibly more?
Possibly more, yeah.
Alright, I'll wait for you. Now just goes back and fills in.
Okay, so they cleaned out a pocket here. You can see some very old work they did here. That, I don't know how stable that is. And they ran up here and cleaned out a pocket here, up there. You can see they cleaned out right there, and then they went back that way to that point and then filled in the rubble, filled that in with rubble right there. So that is it for the winze, and now we'll head up and see if we can get down that shaft. Alright, so we're taking a close look at the shaft here, and there is an opening right there behind that log, so we're going to try and move that log.
Oh dude, that goes down.
Yeah, it goes down a ways. So we're going to try and move that log, and if we're successful, then I'll rejoin you inside. Alright, so I squeezed in through the entrance right there. You can see there's timbers in here already. A fair amount of debris down, but you can see the rails here, and running past me down the shaft here is made of a dynamite box there, and a fair amount of material has come down. The shaft keeps running down there. Okay, so there's a small collapse right here, but the shaft keeps running down past it. See the rail down there. So I'm going to keep making my way down the shaft. Pretty loose material, it's sliding down right now. And wow, it keeps going down. There's another collapse right there, but it's still dropping down. Okay, still continuing down the shaft. You can see there's another collapse here in front of me, but it continues past that, and I can't tell how far yet. Okay, it keeps dropping down, and I can't tell if that's a collapse down there or if it branches off to the right or left. So I'm going to squeeze down to that level and I'll let you guys know. Alright, you can see the rail continuing on here. A bunch of bits of wood and such here. Hard to tell what that was even for at this point. Keeps going back there. Can't tell if that's a collapse or what yet. I would imagine there's probably a stope back there, given the way that's coming down into the Adit. The rail's continuing. Yeah, I bet there's a stope there. Okay, yes there is. There's a small stope right there, and I would imagine that what is in front of me here is a collapsed stope, but that is done. So I imagine there was more down here back there, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to see it. So that concludes the underground workings. Let's go check out those or that cabin down below. Alright, we're finally down here at the bottom of this huge waste rock pile, and we've discovered the foot for a stamp. So obviously they were processing some of the ore up here. And you can also see the components for a tram system they had here. Interesting stuff. Well, that would be a lot easier than hauling this stuff up and down that waste rock pile like we just scrambled.
You think?
Yeah, I do think. Interesting. I wonder where the stamp mill was. Yeah, good point actually. You can still see the bits and timber. Yeah, it probably was right there.
Dang, I mean, you know, it could have been.
Who knows,
it could have
man?
been up top, because a lot of that shit could have just fallen down.
That's true. That is true.
Because they have their sorting streams.
Yeah. And then that cabin is right there. I'll go check that out now. Alright, we're working our way down some more. Got an old bucket right there. You can see the remains of a bed frame right here.
Let me lay down.
Yeah, right. And then there's that cabin right there. Just been informed there's a collapsed Adit down here. Look at that, some sort of sign right there. Not a bad little cabin. Okay, there's looking back at the cabin, and it looks like there was another structure here, but it seems like it's tumbled down the wash here because there's a bunch of wood scraps and such down there. Behind me is another Adit or dynamite storage or something. I'm very difficult to tell at this point since it's completely collapsed. It's not a big waste rock pile that we're standing on, so hard to say. And there's a better view of the cabin. Let's go look inside real quick. That's really cool, that center log right there.
That's an Adit, dude. That's gotta be an Adit.
Oh wow, it's actually pretty well preserved. So there, as you can see, there's another bed in here, and it's got some shelves and such behind it. Got a table inside the cabin. Even has a dish on it still. Some more pots and pans. Little soap dispenser right there. Got a bench right here for the table. More shelves and such. And back here is where they had the fireplace. You can see how the rocks are charred right there, and then the chimney runs up through there like that. And then obviously that was some sort of cooking pot right there. Let's see what else we got in here. There's some cans down here. What does this one say? This one says Snappy Tom tomato cocktail. I'll bet that's pretty old. Alright, well, all in all, really great site. So thank you to Mr. McBride for locating this one and getting us out here. Time for the long hike back down the mountain now.
And a long drive after that.
And a long drive after that.